Hey guys, so I'm just going to tell you about my experience at the Choice and Health Clinic. I decided on that clinic because it was recommended to me by the nurse at the Bay Women's Health Center, and I know if they're recommending a place, then it's the right one to go to. It also has good medication for pain and for anxiety, stronger than the medication that's provided to you at the Bay Center. So I was definitely more prone to that. I felt support right when I called and booked an appointment. They tell you exactly what you need to know. They tell you what to expect. They just prepare you for it. So you come in, you're not allowed to bring your cell phone or your MP3. So I brought in my plush eye cover just to go in my own little world and relax, because I was pretty stressed out. Not stressed out, I was scared. I was scared that there was going to be pain. So first I talked to a counselor, and she was amazing. She has crazy cool hair, and she's so nice. Like, she's genuinely supportive. Like, not those strict people that are trying to get them out of their office. No, she was there. She answered every question. She really prepared me mentally. It's exactly what a counselor's supposed to be. She gave me an Advil for the cramping that was going to come after the procedure when you get your menstrual period. So she just told me what to expect. She told me that it's not going to be a pain, it's going to be pressure, and she was totally right about that. They take you to the nurse's office, and they're going to test your iron, your hemoglobin levels. Mine were fine, and then they give you an ultrasound. It's again intervaginal with that big plastic dildo thing, and the image isn't as clear as it was at the Bay Center. It's smaller, but the nurse knows what she's looking at, so she obviously doesn't need that big blown up image. But you do get to keep it, which is cool. So I kept mine. You can't really, decipher what it is, but you do see you see the sac. Like, you see your uterus. And then you see like an embryo. And so I kept that, and then after I was brought into a waiting room to undergo the procedure. Went into the procedure, and I was so scared at that point. I was basically having I wouldn't say it was a panic attack, but I was just breathing like nothing was even happening. Like, I was just sitting. And basically, you can either bring in your support person. It's the only clinic that allows your support person to be in the procedure with you, which I think is really cool. But I didn't have my support person in the procedure with me because I had the lady. I just knew that she was going to be able to comfort me. She knew what she was doing. So during the procedure, they gave me my IV, pumped in that the pain medication and the anti-anxiety medication. It felt like euphoria. I really like the anxiety medication. During the procedure, we were talking about burritos and pizza and beaches. She knew what she was doing. And the procedure was 5 minutes long, maybe 4 to 5 minutes long. It was very, very short. All you feel is basically, I don't know if it's plastic or whatever, but they put in something and then she expands it. Yeah. So all you feel is pressure. If you have ever had a pap smear, it's exactly like that. It's the way they open it. And what's a good thing that they do is they check you for STIs while you're open, chlamydia or gonorrhea. and they call you within 3 days if you do have it. If they don't call you, then you're fine. And yeah, so the procedure is 5 minutes. I was in shock that it was over so fast. I didn't even hear a vacuum. She said that the embryo was still so small that I was 8 weeks. 8 weeks and a half at that time, but it was so small that she just used, she opened it up, put a little plastic tube, kind of like at the dentist, but it's probably bigger, but I didn't see. And, you know, she just sucked out everything that was in there, like the fluid. There was a lot of fluid. And all the remnants. Then she took that thing out, and it was done. That was 4 minutes long, 4.5, 5, not sure. And I was like, can I see what you pulled out of there? And she's like, yeah, for sure. They were so open with it. And I looked, and I saw, and so much fluid. I saw, I don't know if that's my roommate. That would be very awkward. But I saw the sac. It was the texture and the thinness of a condom. It was see-through, clear. Honestly, it was like a giant petri dish of lots of fluid, the sac, and a whole bunch of like nothing floating around. It's not like a baby. It's not, you know, like your skin tissue. When you imagine that you have something growing in there, you imagine like a mini version of you, like a little small one with skin. No, not like that at all. It's, you know, it may not even be a fetus yet. Like, it's like basically a gelatinous substance. I mean, anyways, I was just very interested in seeing what they pulled out of there. But then they put you into recovery. The medication wears off within 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes. You don't have a come down from your euphoria. It's very, very calm. When it wears off, it just keeps going lower, 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 and you feel fine, and then you just kind of get a little bit sleepy. You start your period since whatever was pulled out of your uterus, your body knows it's empty, so your uterus starts contracting, and it starts shedding the lining, and you get your period, and you get cramping for the first day. I did. It was basically the exact same thing as me having my period. The first day I get the cramps. The next day I don't get anything, and a little bit of like spotting. Had my period the next day, and that's it. They give you an antibiotic so that you don't get infected after. And what else? Yeah, it was just so supportive. They had food at the end, ginger ale, different types of juices, water, and then they ask you to give them a measure of pain that you felt during the procedure. They take like a tally, send you home with kind of like a survey, because they always want to get better. They were just so nice, and I would say it was such a good clinic. I'm so glad it was recommended to me, and like I was shocked at how easy the procedure was, how not painful it was. And honestly, girls, there's nothing to be scared of. Even if you are getting anxiety, you know, they're gonna pump that medication, you're gonna totally relax and, you know, go into your good spot. I kept my eyes closed during the procedure, just like very calm. I kept squeezing the lady's hand like this, like a stress ball, and it was just over so quick. There is nothing to be scared of. Don't let other people shame you. There's nothing to be ashamed about, because having a baby is 18 years of responsibility. You either want that or you don't. It's simple, yes or no. So girls, I'm wishing you luck to find the right clinic for you, to find a clinic that supports your decision and that makes you feel like you're making the right choice for your life and, you know, being responsible about it, because you are. If you don't want the baby, you shouldn't have the baby, and nobody should force you to do that. I know there are a lot of irrational people that are a little loony, but you honestly can't listen to them because they're fighting for embryos while nobody's fighting for the people on death row. And there are a lot of them that are innocent, and who's fighting for them? I'm sorry, but death row people are being killed. Humans are being killed. People by the US in Iraq are being killed. Why aren't they fighting for them, but they're fighting for an embryo? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. If you're gonna fight for a life, fight for one that's outside of the womb. But that's my opinion, and you know, I just want you girls to have good luck with this because it is scary going into it, but I think that I've told you enough to make you pretty comfortable with the procedure. You know, if you still have questions, you guys can inbox me or anything. So good luck.